y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Kobe Lomax and I am the CEO of Curly Hair. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips on how to grow healthy hair. Finally! A lot of y'all ask me, how do you grow your hair? Tips for growing your hair. A lot of people ask me, how long have I been growing my hair? And I'm literally like, I'm not really growing it, because up until now, I've literally just been cutting it to keep the shape of the afro, but now I'm letting it grow, as you guys can see. So yeah, we're gonna talk about what to do to grow your hair, and I'm gonna be doing all the stuff that I'm telling you to do right now, and y'all are gonna watch the growth. So without further ado, let's just get into the video.
I'm really trying to talking never turn me on. Something got me tripping, we've been playing games for way too long.
Alright, so my first tip to help you grow longer hair is going to be to shampoo your hair about once a week. It's very important to shampoo your hair. Clean your hair, you know? You can co-wash in between and stuff like that, but about once a week, wash your hair like with shampoo and get really good in your scalp. Because here's the thing, if your scalp is clogged up and your scalp is nasty and you're not removing everything that's on your scalp, it's going to be all clogged up and stuff, and how is new hair going to be able to grow out if it's clogged up? So it's very important to make sure just get it clean. Like I said, about once a week, just really get in there and get your hair clean. I will have some of my favorite shampoos down below. One of my absolute favorites right now was the Clean Me Up shampoo from Curl Daddy. If you guys don't know, Curl Daddy is a small black owned brand founded by Edwin. He actually gave me a code for you guys to use, so you can use Kobe10 to get 10% off of your order at Curl Daddy if you do decide to order products from Curl Daddy. Their shampoo is really good. Any Mael organic shampoo is going to be pretty good, and I'll link some products down below so you guys have some options to like shop around if you want. There are a lot of people who are still like only co-washing, only washing their hair with conditioner, and it's just like, how do you expect hair to grow out of your head? The conditioner's not removing all the dirt from your scalp. It's not cleaning it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, shampoo your hair at least once a week, I would say. My next tip, which this is a very essential tip when you want to grow your hair, and I think this is something that a lot of people just like brush off to the side, don't really take it serious, but it is to be gentle with your hair. I mean, when you're styling it, when you're drying it, when you're conditioning it, especially when you're detangling. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many times I'll see people be detangling and they're like just like being rough with your hair, right? If you come up on a knot, take your time and literally pull hairs like one by one out of the knot until the knot is fully gone. That's what I do. Because when you just rip through the knot, you're literally breaking your hair, and now that hair that just broke off, it's a split end. It's going to be a split end. So it's very vital for you to take your time with your hair when you're detangling. I normally like to detangle in the shower, but I'm not going to lie. My showers become like 5 minutes longer because I'm detangling in the shower. If you don't want to do that, then get out the shower and detangle. But I'm telling you, if you are trying to grow your hair, you need to be taking your time with detangling. If you're going to be picking out your hair, you're literally doing the same thing of detangling and just ripping through the tangles. When you're picking your hair out, you're like literally breaking pieces of hair, and so those pieces are going to turn to split ends, and then those split ends are just going to keep splitting up the shaft, and your hair's not going to grow. It's going to be growing, right? But it's not going to be getting longer because you're not going to be retaining the length, because at the same rate as it's growing, the ends are just breaking off and breaking off and breaking off because you were so rough with your detangling. So I'm telling y'all, this is key, and it's so annoying. It takes so much time, but be gentle with your detangling. Don't be ripping out hair. You don't want to hear no snaps. If you come across a tangle, take your time with it. Pull each hair out. What I do is hold the knot loosely, and then I just pull each hair out. And then sometimes I just can't get it off. I'll just cut the little knot off sometimes, because what I don't want to do is break my hair and then have split ends. Like, I'm serious about this. If you want to grow your hair, you have to be so gentle with it. My next tip, which you guys all know, and a lot of y'all actually doing, I'm very proud of you actually, is wear your bonnet. Put your bonnet on at night. I have been getting very consistent with it lately. Wearing my bonnet, making sure I put my bonnet on, because I'm trying to grow my hair now, right? Before I wasn't really trying to, so I was kind of lackadaisical with it. Now that bonnet's going on every night. And if you have a silk pillowcase or a satin pillowcase, sleep on that too. You really want to protect your ends. My fourth tip to add an oil into your routine. The way I like to say it is like, okay, your scalp is like the soil, right, that your hair grows out of. Think about it like a plant, you know, the soil. The soil needs to be healthy. The soil doesn't need to have like weeds in it. The soil needs to be good. Like the soil needs to be good, right? And so when you're shampooing your hair, you're like getting the soil good, right? Because you're like cleaning it off. You're cleaning out all the weeds, right? Which are all the like dirt and buildup and debris and sweat and all that stuff that was on your scalp. You're cleaning that off, right? So you're getting it off, giving it a fresh, clean slate. After shampooing your hair, like when I'm styling my hair, I split my hair up in sections, and before I work on a section, I'll go ahead and oil my scalp in that section and like massage it into my scalp. Because what you're doing is you're adding those nutrients onto fresh head. Like your scalp is fresh, clean, nothing on it, and then you're adding all these nourishing ingredients right onto your fresh scalp, and that is really going to help to, you know, make your soil or your scalp a really great just place for hair to grow out of. Because the keys to growing your hair is taking care of your scalp and taking care of your ends so that you can keep the hair that's growing out of your scalp. You know what I'm saying? And taking care of the soil is going to make sure that you grow out good, healthy hair. My favorite oil that I have been using is, if you guys are familiar with Nia Imani here on YouTube, she started her own brand called Imania Beauty, and she has a high maintenance elixir that is the bomb. It has such a nice tingle to it, and also a lot of time and dedication goes into the process of how she makes her oils. It's great. I highly recommend it, especially if you are like really legit trying to grow your hair. Highly recommend that oil. That's the one that I'm using, and that's the one that I'll be using on this journey, so y'all can, you know, you'll be able to see the results. But that's what I do whenever I'm styling my hair. I'll section it off. I'll section off a piece. I'll put the oil, and it comes in a dropper, so it's really easy to put it on your scalp. I'll take the oil, I'll put it on my scalp, massage it in, and then do that section, and then go to the next section. Put the oil on my scalp, massage it in, and then do my hair, and so on and so forth. Also, after you finish styling your hair, you should add oil to your ends just to really lock in that moisture, because the ends are the oldest part of your hair. They're the part of the hair that needs the most love, and so it will be really beneficial for you to just be making sure that that moisture on your ends is locked in. You know what I'm saying? So that it stays moisturized for a long period of time, you know, until the next time you wash your hair. My fifth tip, which a lot of us here don't really deal with, but is take it easy on the heat. If you are blowing out your hair with the blow dryer, or if you are straightening your hair or whatnot like that, it takes a toll on your hair. And so, you know, be easy on the heat. Make sure you're using heat protectant. What I always try to tell people who are natural but want to wear straight hair, if you really want straight hair, like, get a wig. In my opinion, there is nothing wrong with wearing a wig, and it keeps your hair safe. You know what I'm saying? You can rock it straight. Literally, you can get a wig that looks like your hair. Like, it looks just like your hair. It's just straight, like same length, you know, of your hair. It's just straight. And I always recommend that over like actually straightening your hair. But sometimes you do want to be rocking your own hair, and like just to know it's your own. But I'm just gonna let you know right now, because you are natural, it may not last that long, and you may do some damage to your hair depending on like how perfect, how straight and silky and bouncy you want to get it. Now, most of the time, one time's not going to kill you and your curls will be able to bounce back, but if you're doing this like consistently, it could really become a problem. You can get heat damage, and once those bonds in your hair are broken from that heat, it's not going back. You're gonna have to cut it off and sort of start over, or just, you know, grow your hair out a little by little and cut off little by little until all of your hair is, you know, back to your natural hairstyle. Alright, so my sixth tip is to be careful with color. It's cool to color your hair. You are chemically altering your hair though. Your colored hair is going to need extra love. You're probably going to have to moisturize the parts of your hair that are colored a lot extra. I know when my hair was colored, it was very dry a lot, like just the colored part. Especially as the color grew down to my ends, I found my ends were just very, very dry. They a lot of times just needed more moisturizer, you know, making sure I use oil to seal in the moisture every time. You are, you know, chemically processing your hair, so it does do some damage to it, but as long as you just put in that little bit of extra work to make sure that you're letting that hair be healthy, then you're good. And then the other thing is to don't be like changing your hair color every week, you know, because that might not be a good idea. You know, here and there it might be okay, and I don't even know like a rule of thumb to be like every month or every 2 months or something. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't recommend either of those that I just said, but just like be mindful and don't be trying to change up the color of your hair all the time, because that can really do some damage to your hair. This next tip is one that I think a lot of people don't think about, but it heavily impacts the health of your hair, and that's to protect yourself from the sun. Have you ever been outside for a long period of time and noticed that your hair is so hot? Y'all, that's literally heat. Like, it's similar to flat ironing your hair. You know, it's just not being pressed like a flat iron, but your hair is going through some intense heat. Especially if your hair is black, it gets very hot, you know? I did notice when my hair was colored, it didn't get as hot as it was when it was just all black. Be mindful of like how long you're going to be outside. If you're going to be out for long periods of time, maybe you need to wear a hat. Be mindful that the sun is going to do some damage to your hair if you're going to be out for a long period of time. Now, if you're just going to the store real quick or going to be in a building somewhere or something like that, you know, it's not much to worry. But if you're going to be outside for a long time, I know right now with COVID, we're not, like, festivals and concerts and things like that are going on. But just so that you know, right, you're aware, like, if you're going to be outside in the sun for a long period of time, like, your hair is going to experience some heat. For a lot of people, the hair right here is dry a lot of times and it doesn't really cooperate a lot of times. A part of that reason is because that's directly where the sun hits. So my next tip in growing your hair, which is something that I kind of did, but I was never like, I never had like a routine or a system down with it, but it's to trim your hair every once in a while. So what I used to just do was when I felt like my ends were getting rough, or sometimes they just look like you need a trim, then I would just go ahead and like cut off little pieces of my hair, you know, just give myself a little trim. But I did hear someone say about every 3 months just to do a little trim. I mean a little bit, just to keep your hair like really healthy. It also makes your curls like bounce and pop a little bit more right after a fresh trim. And I did notice, like, when I was thinking about when he said that, I was like, yeah, I think it was about every 3 months that I was like, you know, giving myself a little trim. So that, I know you guys, a lot of you guys want like a, I need instructions, you know, so I would say about every 3 months. If you feel your hair and it doesn't feel like you need a trim, it doesn't look like you need a trim, your ends aren't feeling rough, like kind of nasty or whatever, like I would wait 6 months, you know, because like, what's the point? If I don't really need one, then why cut off hair and kind of set myself a little bit backwards, you know? But sometimes you do need to take a step back to take 2 steps forward. Like, don't go crazy, don't cut off a whole bunch. You don't want to be moving backwards, you know? But it definitely does help in maintaining the health of your hair. My 9th tip is to deep condition. Y'all already know this, but I think a lot of people do get confused about like deep conditioner. Where does it fit in with conditioner? Are they the same thing? Typically, this is what you would do, or this is what I would do. Shampoo your hair, rinse it out. Then you're gonna put conditioner in there, and with the conditioner, you're gonna detangle your hair, get all the knots out, because the conditioner is gonna be very slippery. It's gonna help you get those knots out easily. Rinse that out, and then put deep conditioner in. And you put the deep conditioner and focus a lot on your ends, and then, you know, you put a plastic cap on or a plastic bag on, and you let it sit for however long the bottle says to let it sit. Because conditioner and deep conditioner are 2 different things. You know, a conditioner, like I said, is going to have a lot of slip. It's going to help you detangle. Deep conditioner is those ingredients in the deep conditioner are meant to go into your hair shaft to actually nourish your hair from the inside out. And so, with that being said, you can skip conditioner, but you cannot skip deep conditioner, okay? You can skip conditioner. If you have a deep conditioner that has good slip that you think you can detangle with, or if you use a shampoo that can detangle really well, or if you took the time before you even got in the shower or before you even washed your hair to detangle your hair, like with some oil or, you know, a product like a Wash Day Wonder from Diva Curl, and you like detangled your hair before you even got in the shower, then you can skip conditioner, you know? So you'll shampoo and then you'll deep condition. But don't skip the deep conditioner. And then I would recommend you getting something moisturizing, something very moisturizing. I'll have some moisturizing deep conditioners linked down below. I would also recommend a protein deep conditioner, and I'll put some of my favorite ones linked down below as well. Because sometimes your hair is going to be in need of some protein, sometimes your hair is going to be in need of some moisture. If my curls aren't really popping like they normally do, I'll use a protein treatment. If they're fine, then I'll just use a moisturizing one, a moisturizing deep conditioner. What you don't want to do is use too much protein. That's why it's very good to have the moisturizing one just to kind of balance it out. So I always recommend having both. And if you don't really know, like, when should I use one or when should I use the other, I would just alternate. 1 week use the moisturizing one, the other week use the protein one, and it should be good. And my last tip for you guys is to moisturize your hair, okay? Like I said, how you're gonna grow your hair is by taking care of your scalp so it can grow out of your head, and then taking care of the ends so that you can keep it, right? What I find a lot of people doing, especially when it comes to styling your hair, is you're very shy on products. You try to use a little tiny bit. When it comes to trying to grow your hair, I go heavy on the leave-in because I really want my hair to be moisturized and to stay moisturized for a very long time. Because I'm trying to grow it, it needs to be moisturized AF. I go heavy on my products. Sometimes I'll use a leave-in, a moisturizer, and then a gel. So I'll use two moisturizing products before the gel, but other times I'll just use a leave-in and a gel if the leave-in is a really good leave-in, you know. And I'll leave all these linked down below, some good leave-ins, some good moisturizers, some good gels. I'll leave them all linked down below, and if I can find if I can get discount codes or anything for any of them, I'll also put them down below for you guys. But it's so important to keep that freaking hair moisturized. If it's not moisturized, it'll get dry, and that causes a whole bunch of problems that will prevent or prohibit or slow the growth process. So yeah, those are all my tips for how to get healthy hair to help let your hair grow. As I said, guys, I'm gonna be on this journey growing my hair, so I'm excited to do it with y'all. I'm gonna be doing all the stuff that I just said in my video. I'm gonna make an updated curly hair routine video so that you guys can see it, you can really see what I'm doing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up as it really supports the channel. And if you are looking forward to more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you get a notification every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to see more of the behind the scenes stuff, you can find me on Instagram at Kobe Lomax, and you can now find me as well on my vlog channel called Kobe's Life, which I will have linked down below, where I really show you guys behind the scenes of me running a business and being a YouTuber and being a college student. It's all on there. It's very interesting, and I upload on there every Monday. That wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am so grateful for each and every one of you who are here watching this video. I'm so excited to go on this hair growth journey, and I'm so excited to see y'all grow your hair too, because now I'm actually trying to grow my hair. Before, when I got all those questions, it was I'm not really trying to grow it, I just want to keep the shape. I'm not really trying to get it longer, but now I actually am. So I'm just very excited to be able to show you guys that and sort of create content around that to really help you guys out, because I know a lot of you guys really want to grow longer hair. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.